Hold on, clip.
A legacy.
It was literally created in a prison. It was created in a prison cell.
Did anyone else see that influencer's post where she basically says that if a Pilates class has black or brown women in it, it's because it's not luxury and it's cheaper?
It's true what they say. If you let somebody talk long enough, they will shoot themselves in the foot, and I fear that's what Pilates Body Raven just did.
Ooh, hold on. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was scrolling on social media, and then I come across these videos that just... Basically, there's a whole drama happening right now. We're talking about Pilates, talking about being black. Is being black a sign of being cheap? And that's what we're going to be talking about in this particular video. Hold on. If you like this video, before I even just said this right now, you're a true legend. I truly do appreciate it. Seriously, you know? If you haven't liked the video yet, give this video a like. I want to talk about this particular situation, and I want to know your thoughts and your opinions at the end of it. We're not going to hold you guys up. My name's AdonisCrashBoom. You guys are watching Adonis Live, and shout outs to all the people who joined and became a member on this particular channel. Let's get right into this. Here we go. So at first, I saw this video.
A legacy.
It was literally created in a prison. It was created in a prison cell by a man who was a fucking circus performer. He was also a boxer as well, but he was a fucking circus performer. That's who Pilates was created by. Joseph Pilates. Y'all want to get on here so bad and change what Pilates is, what it's supposed to be, who can do it, who cannot do it. No. The history where it started makes it to where you can't do that. Pilates was always supposed to be diverse. It was created in fucking prison. It was created in prison. I keep reiterating that because you guys keep thinking that Pilates is this high-end thing. It's really not. It's really not. It's not. Capitalism is the reason why you guys get to play in people's face when it comes to this conversation about Pilates. Pilates is not the creme de la creme of working out. It's not. It's not.
So I'm saying that, I'm like, hold on. This is a real thing. Meanwhile, this has been going on for the last 24 hours itself, or a day itself. Come on. So I'm looking for the video, and I'm like, the same thing you're thinking right now. Hold on, let me see the video, right? I'm looking for the video, comes to find out that this original creator deleted the video, as you normally would do. I wouldn't, but they did, I guess, whatever. So I searched until I found somebody who actually had the video and re-uploaded it. Check it out.
This is going to be an extremely hot take for my Pilates girls. I've seen a lot of commentary surrounding Pilates and proximity to whiteness, as well as disrupting the Pilates space in order to create more diversity and inclusivity. As someone whose entire purpose of my business, my brand goals is about providing accessible and affordable Pilates to a diverse demographic of women. That is what I started all of this on, so let's talk about it. What are some words that you think about when you think of like a really nice designer brand? I think of legacy, think about craftsmanship. I know a lot of the products are probably like handmade. People check them over and over again to make sure the quality is there, okay? The design is there, and that's why we pay top dollar, we pay our top coins for these designer items, right? Like you would never walk into Bottega and be like, where's the diversity? Where's the accessibility? Babe, there is no accessibility. This is Bottega, okay? I want you to think the same way about Pilates. And I know a lot of us who've just gotten into this, or maybe we're new instructors, we haven't been trained. Pilates is a legacy, okay? People have worked generations to preserve this method of exercise. Even just training an instructor classically through a good program takes 500 hours minimum, okay? Nothing about Pilates is giving cheap. That's why things like Legree and Solid Core are more successful, right? They took away a little bit of the craftsmanship of the reformer and turned it into a megaformer. Now they're a little bit less experience in training out of instructors. That's okay because now more people can do it, all right? And just to be clear, I am all for the accessibility of Pilates. But I do want some of the Pilates newbies to think a little bit more critically before we come on here talking about, okay.
Ooh, hold on. She said, I'm all for the accessibility of Pilates. But she didn't say I was all for the diversity of Pilates. Now, that's what I just noticed, that you beat that. Also, she's doing a lot of this and that, and I just think it's very interesting. Like, this whole situation is very, but hold on. I want to, before I start talking about this, before I say anything, like I always say, we're going to see what other people had to think. Let's see what some other people thought about this particular situation.
It's true what they say. If you let somebody talk long enough, they will shoot themselves in the foot, and I fear that's what Pilates Body Raven just did. Like, I don't surprise easily, but I am rather surprised that she would say something like that. She's discussing inclusivity and diversity in the Pilates space and comparing it to Bottega. At this point, I'm just waiting to see if her follower count starts to drop, because she may have just lost a lot of black women. So if you haven't seen what she said, go check it out. I saw somebody else responding to it and made me go look, and wow.
Now, all right, that's another black woman who gave her perspective, and she opened up a lot of other people's minds, used our platform to actually go see which things. I'm very curious on what your thoughts are on this particular talking point and topic, but if you are a man, let's see what men had to say about this particular situation. Luckily, I found someone. I haven't seen the video yet. We'll watch it today at the same time. Here we go.
Like, you would never walk into Bottega and be like, where's the diversity? Where's the accessibility? Babe, there is no accessibility. This is Bottega, okay? I want you to think the same way about Pilates. And I know a lot of us...
And what is this slick back navy bean head snake oil salesman talking about? What is she talking about? Are you trying to gentrify exercise? Are you really on my phone trying to gentrify exercise? Pilates was started by Joseph Pilates, some dude that didn't have the means to exercise the way he wanted to, so he did some makeshift stuff and putting together hospital beds and stuff in Germany. What are you talking about? You trying to tell me it's only accessible to rich? It's designer exercises now? We got designer exercises. And then she's gonna say, well, it takes 500 hours to become a Pilates instructor minimum. That's what she did, one of them, minimum. Now, who taught you that? Who taught you this? And second of all, it take 1,500 hours just to become a barber. What you're doing isn't something that it didn't take 5,000 hours, baby. It took 500. By your logic, my barber charged me 40 to 50 a haircut, which is 30 minutes to an hour. So for your little 30-minute to an hour class that you out here charging $300-400 for, I told y'all getting work. Y'all out here charging $300-400 for a Pilates class. This is a class with 10 plus people in it. By your logic, it should cost $15, maybe 20 on the high end. And if you're really good, it should be 30. And it should be one-on-one, since we're going by the amount of hours you put in. Come on now. Think about these things before you post them. In what world are we comparing to exercise on a little machine with some ropes in a chair to handcrafted designer? What?
So that was his perspective on it. Do you think that he was justified? I'm very curious out of every single one of these videos, which person or which video clip resonated with you the most of your character trait, or how you would have handled this particular situation. Some people who are watching this video don't really make videos, but you guys have some of the most colorful responses in these comment sections that I just sit there and scroll by. Like, So leave your thoughts and your opinions descriptively, but don't get too diabolical with it. All right, but at the same time, this wouldn't be an educational Adonis Live video if it didn't have some educational aspects to it. So I searched around to look for something that was resonated, and it's very interesting that diversity is something that makes something cheap, and that's why the question is, if you're black, you're cheap. Is being black considered cheap? Being black is considered cheap? I don't understand how that is, but since diversity is something that's very talked about when they're talking about Pilates, well, let's see what implications have black people have done to magnify or quantify the Pilates that we see today. Check this out.
This one is for the Pilates girlies. Have you heard of Kathleen Stanford Grant? No, she didn't invent Pilates. That happened in the 1920s by Joseph Pilates. But the exercise style of Pilates got off the ground and into the mainstream thanks to people like Kathleen. She was the first Black woman admitted to the dance program at the Boston Conservatory of Music, and in the 1950s, she studied directly under Joseph Pilates and eventually became an instructor herself, one of the first. Other instructors said that even though she made a name for herself in the world of ballet, she also brought her true ingeniousness to the world of Pilates. Dancers with injuries would often seek out one-on-one sessions with her, and she would also create custom warm-ups for the students in her classes depending on their individual needs. Her resume is stacked, but notably in the early 1970s, Kathy became the executive director at the Dance Theater of Harlem at its inception, and she was subsequently invited to lead the Pilates studio at Manhattan's Henri Bendel department store. Grant led lots of classes right up until her passing in 2010, and she is considered a pioneer of the Pilates community. Just a little women's history for you.
She forgot the word black, but you know what? I ain't gonna be that petty. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But yeah, very interesting. Shout outs to New York. She said Harlem, School of Harlem. Listen, I'm from New York, so I gotta represent, you know what I mean? But it's very interesting. I don't like things like this. Now, my question is to that particular Pilates by Raven. Who did you study under? Because Catherine, a black woman, studied under Joseph Pilates himself. Who did you study under that came with that same legacy? Make it make sense. I just want to know. Actually, I genuinely don't even care. The fact that you could quantify or even equate diversity to being less of a value of a quality, and even talk about Bottega. Let's get something straight here. Black culture is the Bottega. All right, let's get something straight here. The Pilates that you even using, the style is so ironic, isn't it? Isn't it so ironic that the Pilates that you're using, if diversity is an issue, is implemented and advanced and encouraged and quantified by a black woman? So why is being black considered cheap when we've always upheld the standard of quality? Let me know your comments in the chat down below. I'm truly interested to hear what you have to say and what your opinion is on this particular topic. I'm just the host. Speaking about that, I want to talk about something really serious real quick, but this is a topic for another video, but I think it's on my mind right now. Recently, Charlie Kirk has just been assassinated. Now, although, I don't agree with everything he says at all, and I'm not really going to get into the political situation of him, I do feel like I don't approve of what happened to him, regardless on which way you stand. And the reason is, I feel like he was somewhat like me. I challenge people's perspectives, and I challenge the ideas and the ideologies of stereotypes, and I talk about very sensitive topics that rub people in a multiple different ways. So when I can see somebody really get assassinated just because he opens up discussions and challenges people on different perspectives, and he's very articulative about how he does it and uses historical references as well, that makes me a little bit nervous. Seriously, I do this internationally, and a lot of people, some of these videos rub. I got a lot of people saying a lot of things to me in my messages. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. I don't want to live in a world where you can express yourself and open up discussion and open up dialogue about a very sensitive topic, and then, because you're touching too home the base, I think I need to take you out. We've already seen it with MLK. We've already seen it with Malcolm X, and even Fred Hampton. We've already seen it there. There's a movie named after it with Fred Hampton. But I say this to say, these things make me unsettled. These things make me nervous and a little bit scared, honestly. This is why I truly appreciate all the people who watch these videos, who leave your comments, your feedback, people who became members and want to support the journey, who donate in a super chat, who literally help this whole thing process and move forward, who share these videos with their family and watch these videos with their family. I truly do appreciate it, but I can't help the fact to know that I put a huge target on my back when I start putting my face on cameras and start talking about these very sensitive topics, things that people don't normally talk about in this type of educated, interesting way. Now, learning from Black American history, the most threatening thing was an educated Black person in history. They would say, he's looking around, reading stuff. That's a smart nigga. No. And they're trying to execute all the intelligent leader type people of our culture. I'm not saying R.I.P. Charlie, but I do feel like that's a message being sent to creators and people who are open-minded about their opinions. But I'm going to keep doing my due diligence. I'm going to try my best to not get cooked. I appreciate every single person who supports this journey, who supports everything I've been doing and we've been putting together. But personally, that makes me a little unsettled. My name's AdonisCrashBoom. You guys are watching Adonis Live. And as always, please don't only see me one way. Every day is a move.
Making my way through the